Thank you so much for coming to Keisha Jackson's portfolio presentation, which is the culminating project for her master's program in Student Development Administration. My name is Michelle Murray, and I serve here at the university as the Vice President for Student Development. And I am also very lucky and have the pleasure to serve as Keisha's chair. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of what it is that we're doing today, and I'm going to ask the other committee members to introduce themselves. And everybody knows Keisha. I may be the only person, I think there are two of us who actually call her Keisha. Everybody else, y'all know her as Keisha. But I still call her Keisha. So quickly, what we're going to do, Keisha will have, bless you, about 10 minutes to give us an overview of what she thinks her portfolio is all about. So the major movements in her portfolio. And then she will engage in lively discussion from her committee members, and we will have about 45-50 minutes for that process. I will try to see what happens occasionally as these portfolio situations go. We may have 5 minutes for the audience to participate, so if you have a burning question, we may have some time for you to ask that question. After which, so in a little bit less than an hour, we will dismiss everybody from the room. Excuse me. Thank you. And the committee will have a chance to talk about what we've seen and what we've heard, and then we will invite Keisha back into the room for a conversation about our feedback. So we will not invite the rest of everybody for that part, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear from her what's going on. So without further ado, I'd like for the committee members to all introduce themselves. All of our portfolio committees have with them, there's a chairperson who's somebody who sits on the SDA board, or is, most of us sit on the board. There's a seasoned professional in the field who's on the committee. There's a recent alum or an alum from the program who's on the committee, and a continuing student who is on the committee. So I'm going to ask everybody to introduce, each of you introduce yourselves, and then we will get started. Also, before we do that, I'll also say that we will be joined by Erica Yamamura, who is one of the faculty members in the master's program, and she is visiting each of the portfolio sessions that are happening right now, and so she's going to join us at some point, and when she does committee, we're going to yield wherever we are to her so that she can ask her questions of Keisha in the room, and then before she has to move on to her other rooms. So,
okay.
Antonio.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Antonio Escada. I had the pleasure of working with Keisha since her freshman year at Western Washington University. I also supervised her internship at City University of Seattle, and I'm here because she invited me, so it has been a pleasure to work with her. So, thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kelly Mullenberg, and I am an alum of the program. I just graduated last year. Keisha and I worked pretty closely over my last year, her first year, with the SUSTA organization here. She was our first year liaison last year, and so that's primarily how I know Keisha. Thanks for being here. I've rarely seen this many people in a portfolio.
Hi everyone, my name is Luisa Lora, and I am a first-year student. I had the pleasure of meeting Keisha this year, and she's been a great mentor. I'm honored to be part of her committee. Thank you.
We're experiencing a small technical issue, so I'll just go ahead and get started with my introduction. Hopefully by the time it's done, it will be complete. So thank you all for coming today. I'm really excited to see all of you. I really appreciate your presence here. And so I just kind of wanted to give some gratitude to the audience and then talk about my pathway into the Student Development Administration program and the experiences that I've had since I've been here. So just, to all of you, my audience members, whether you've been with me since the day I was born, my mother, through my childhood, my family, or since the fall of 2003 when I started college, so all my undergrad classmates and my mentor Antonio, or since I've started my professional career in the nonprofit sector, College Success Foundation colleagues and friends, or if we've known each other through Seattle University, or if we just know each other in a social space. I really appreciate all of you coming today to support me. So my family, my friends, colleagues, classmates, mentors, mentees, you're all part of my community of support, and I'm esteemed to have you all here today. So my journey in the SDA program began through a leap of faith. In 2008, when I was about a year into my time at College Success Foundation, my roommate and I, at the time, my roommate Alicia, who's on her way, we sat down and wrote some goals together, and our goals were what we wanted to accomplish within the next 5 years. So this was in 2008. We were writing on note cards what we're going to accomplish in the next 5 years, tape them up, remind ourselves of them. And I wrote 5 goals, and 2 of mine were to save $10,000 and to start graduate school within 5 years. Which those 2 things are actually in direct contradiction to each other. Because you can't save $10,000 while you're in grad school. So yeah, so point well made. So anyhow, in the fall 2012, after 4 years after writing that goal, I achieved it. I started grad school. Prior to coming to Seattle University, I was gainfully employed at College Success Foundation for 5.5 years, where I developed a strong foundation as a practitioner and a professional. From my time at CSF, I knew that I wanted to move into different spaces over the trajectory of my career, and I knew that earning a master's degree and most likely later a doctoral degree will be a pathway into getting to the spaces that I want to achieve in my career. And so, in March 2012, I came to SU for SDA preview days, and while I was here, I met my current supervisor, Darrell Goodwin, who can't be here right now because he's serving on another portfolio committee. And we had a very formative conversation during my preview days experience where he talked about my discernment process in choosing to work at a grad assistantship or staying at my full-time job. And he was asking me a lot of critical questions, as those of you who know him, that's what he does. And the question that he asked me that was really defining for me in choosing Seattle U and choosing a grad assistantship was, he asked me if I wanted to be a voice at the decision-making table, which has been something that's really been impactful to my graduate experience here at Seattle U. And that conversation was extremely impactful in helping me make the leap of faith and to leave my full-time job and leave that space of security and financial security and take on a grad assistantship here at Seattle U, where I've learned a lot in my time. So my time at SU has been full of opportunity to learn and to lead, as well as grow in my various identities. I left my full-time job and became a graduate assistant coordinator of off-campus student life here on campus, where I've done community engagement, advised student leaders, collaborated across campus, and become an expert in the student conduct and integrity formation process. I've held student leadership positions within my graduate student community with Seattle University Student Development Association. We lovingly call it SUSTA. Last year I served as first-year liaison. This year I'm the chair, or AKA president, of SUSTA. I'm also a graduate student representative on the SDA Advisory Board, which Michelle mentioned earlier, and I'm participating in a committee currently to hire the next VP of University Advancement for Seattle U. So I'm a little busy. That's the grad student way. So the opportunities to become a voice at the table have really been just abound in this time that I've been in graduate school at Seattle University. Finally, coming into the program as a strong practitioner, I thought it was very meaningful for me to integrate my scholar researcher side as well. So that's something that I've definitely sought out opportunities to do while I've been in the program. And so I've been blessed to have ample opportunities to do research, and throughout my time in the program, take theory and research to practice. And so my graduate research project brought together my passion for mentoring, my intersecting identities as a woman of color, and my professional space as a student affairs practitioner. That's kind of a bit about my journey into the program. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge my committee members and thank them for their time and their energy in
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Sorry, just 1 second. Yes. Okay. Excellent, thank you so much. They fixed the IT issue. Yay for the IT person. Okay, so to my committee members, I want to acknowledge why I chose each committee member here today, and I have a little just piece of gratitude, and very much the Jesuit Catholic way, it's wine. So, so I will start with Antonio, who has been my longtime mentor, or as he likes to call himself, my lifelong mentor. He made that up, not me. So I got this bottle of Chianti for Antonio. It's one of his favorite red wines, and it's Italian and it's fantastic, and reminds me of just being a global citizen, which is definitely something I've experienced with Antonio while I have been in the program through my internship. So thank you, Antonio. And then Kelly. So this bottle of red wine, I think it's a red blend, if I remember correctly, and it's from Argentina, and I feel like we've talked about Argentine wine before many times in our love of red wine. And you've been a fantastic friend and colleague and classmate in the program, and I'm just so grateful to still know you after your time in the program, so thank you. I was asking Lisa the other day, what's your favorite red wine with this obvious invention? So we had a Pinot, and it's local, which there's a blend of international, global, and local things. So it's important to go out into the world and do amazing things, but you always remind me that it's important to come home. So I was thinking about this for Michelle, and I was like, I don't really think that Michelle drinks a lot of red wine, but I can't not break the theme. But yes, I was like, I don't really know. So I got this, and it's also local, and I think what's really fantastic about Michelle being on my committee is, so these other three folks, I chose them for various reasons, and our committee chair is assigned to us, and I'm on the board with Michelle for the advisory board, and she's been a fantastic person to have a conversation with and think about that next step with, and so we've had a lot of good conversation over the last couple of years, and so this is also local, and it just reminds me of what a strong leader you are here in our community at Seattle. So that's my committee.